what's going on over here? People standing. Yeah. It's so funny in the country when you see people, you're like, what are you doing? What are they doing? Because people live out here. You just don't see a ton of them. Anyways, okay, so I just watched. It's so weird. I was meaning to go see this movie like a lot of times. And the one day, finally today, I was like gonna go do it for real, like had the time. And they pulled it out of theaters like yesterday. But you could watch it, like you could stream it wherever. Amazon Prime, $20. So I watched it and I think the movie was really good, but the ending was obviously not good, and also like not the ending people want to see nowadays, and also like trying to kind of create predictive programming in people. You know, there's a lot of that. When I went to see Mother with that actress I really don't like, but Mother, Darren Aronofsky, his movies are like very, very psychological, very ingrained, like a lot of witchcraft in them. Anyways, that dude's a mess. Brilliant though, like he's brilliant. What he's pretty interesting. Oh look, a Cybertruck. Did you see it? When you see a Cybertruck, it's like a glitch in the Matrix. They don't look right. And I imagine that's how people are going to feel when they see like ships or UAPs in the sky. They're just going to be like, it doesn't look right, like it's fake. That's how Cybertrucks look. The ending was not good because if it were that psychopaths, like I don't know if Darren, yeah, I mean, you kind of have to be like a brilliant psychopath to make movies like Darren Aronofsky makes. And I had a panic attack at the end of Mother, and it felt like, I mean, not just a panic attack, like I hyperventilating. And this was like when that movie came out. That was so long ago. That was back in 2017. I was dating Nikki, and we went to see this movie, and everything's all fine and dandy until the end. They're like passing around her baby like crowd surfing, but they like took the baby. It was supposed to like be like a bastardization, a mockery of baby Jesus. And so I wasn't awake to any of this stuff back then. But I started to cry. Obviously, it was very sad. 333. It was very sad, and then I was like trying to stop crying, and in the process of trying to not cry, I could not make myself stop crying, and that made me panic. And then the panic actually sent me into full-blown, like, I lost control of my whole body. Nikki had to, I could walk out of the theater, but it continued. And this was something like witchcraft in the movie. There's so much witchcraft in movies, trying to create predictive programming in movies, mess with people's heads in a bad way. The ending of the Joker is not the ending that people want. Right? It was very tasteless because it's not what the silent majority of the world wants. It's what the psychopaths want, but it's not what the world wants. And then also, we are sitting in real time right now. The end is not written in stone. Book of Revelation is, God's will, I trust, is pretty accurate, but the means between A and Z, I don't think is written in stone. I think we're sitting in real time. So no, to even create predictive programming right now, I hope people don't fall for it because we're sitting in real time. So anyways, yeah, when I got, after watching Mother and all the witchcraft in Mother, it would, whatever it did in me, it caused me to become paralyzed. So I was able to somewhat walk to the car, and then when we got back to my apartment, I could barely get out of the car into bed. And I remember I don't remember like a whole lot between the trigger and the moment where I was laying in bed with like, I was like, I had my head on the mattress, like my face like on the mattress, and like my arms were like lifeless at my side. And I just remember like catching my breath and opening my eyes, and Nikki was staring at me like in shock. And he's like, "You look so defeated." He's like, I don't know what to say. He's like, "You just look completely defeated." And I didn't think much about it at the time because I just wasn't really thinking about it. But then, as time goes on, you learn, yeah, there's a lot of witchcraft, a lot of predictive programming in movies. So, if a psychopath wanted to make a movie, it's so funny because like the character of the Joker and Harley Quinn, like these types of characters are watching this movie, and people identify with these characters, especially just like in the movie, people identified with the Joker, and they ended up blowing shit up because so many people identified with the Joker. So yeah, in real life, people identify and watch the movie, and then if a psychopath was making the movie, wouldn't a psychopath make a movie to make people identify with it, maybe even make their target identify with it, like feeling warm and happy, someone gets me, this director gets me, the writer gets me, right? They got you roped in. And then the end was so tasteless, it kind of felt like a psychopath just like roping you in with the warm and fuzzies, telling my story the way I would like to tell it, right? The redemptive story of the Joker. But then in the end, a psychopath, well, maybe I won't give it away, but it completely takes a turn for the worst. He gets rejected and like the worst thing happens, and you're just like, what the hell was that? And also, like, no. But if a psychopath was going to make a movie to try and thwart his enemy, wouldn't he make the enemy rope him in, just like the Joker, rope you in, all the people get me, just to, like, dash it against the rocks in the end? And then also, I'm afraid people believe that this is somehow what's going to happen because everything leading up to the end was so relatable from a societal standpoint. So, yeah, the ending was predictive programming written by a psychopath. And there's a lot of witchcraft in movies. That's not the way that the end of the Bible tells us. And the Word of God, I believe, is true. Although sometimes things look a lot different, like dying for the faith. I think when the mark of the beast is being dished out, like, you wouldn't want to be here anyway. People are so, like, sad and boo-hoo over the Appalachia, which is a natural reaction. But at the same time, they destroyed that place so bad, it was like doing them a favor. All the destruction in Gaza, that place is so destroyed, the families are so torn apart. It's such a heartbreaking reality. It's like doing people a favor. Death. It's like death is not the worst thing in the world. We like vaccinate people up to prevent all this death, but it's like then you're not living quality of life because you're poisoned, you got cancer, our food is disgusting, it's cancerous. Your quality of life isn't there. It's like death is not the worst thing in the world. It's why I'm not a huge fan of all these vaccines, because it's like you're juicing people up. They're going to have sickness, low quality of life, whatever the hell they're doing with them. And then it's just this mentality that death is the worst thing. Like, this world is not good. If that's not evident to you by now, then you probably have a pretty decent, blessed situation. Maybe you will take the mark of the beast because you made something out of this world, but a lot of us have been called out of the world, so it's not a blanket statement for all. A lot of us have been called out of the world, in a sense. I could stick around if, a certain level of destruction came to pass, but that's the only way. Otherwise, there would be no point. There would be no point. The funniest, never mind, I don't want to give away the ending of the movie, but, I recommend watching it, but just know the ending is bullshit. It was obviously written by a psychopath. And that's just my personal opinion. All right. Well, that's that. You're the right kind of people. Just got to my destination. Billy asks, how old are you? I'm 35. 35 years old, born in 1989. Almost didn't make it, so they say. Couldn't breathe on my own. Almost died as an infant, so they say. Got scars on my arms from birth, because I guess I was a miracle, so they say. I think they tried to kill me, but I don't care either way, you know? Hey, I don't live in paranoia. People in the north called Yankees. People in the southern states, what are they called? Southerners? Yeah, Weston High, I can see your comment. Okay, great. Hank the Tank, yeah. Alrighty, well, that's that. You're the right kind of people. Love y'all so much. Have a beautiful night.